I'm finna give up on my goals and my dreams, and I just don't care. And I thought about taking myself out.
Yeah, I got swag up. Never swag every day. I got cash every day. All my bags overweight. Click long, but it's your.
What's the word, YouTube? It's your boy Nico, back with another video. And today I'm gonna get a little personal with y'all. I just want to share some things that I've been dealing with and some stuff that I've been experiencing so far, and just talk about success and God is the way to be successful, right? So let's keep it 100. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants lavish things. Everybody wants nice clothes, nice shoes. Everybody wants a nice house, a nice car, Scat Pack, Hellcat, Lambo, Corvette. Just naming cars off the top of my head. But I feel like people is going about it the wrong way. And, well, I won't say the wrong way, but they're not choosing the best way. That's what I'm going to say, the best way. And, the best way to be successful is to go through God. Because, you can be successful without God. Like, you see it all the time. Like, you see a bunch of rappers and actors and all that that's successful, and they're not even saved. And you probably think, like, how is he successful when he's not even saved? He don't have a relationship with God. You can be successful without God, but you will go through so much heartache and headache trying to be successful or trying to get successful without God. And I feel like if you go through God to be successful, like if you do what he wants you to do, I feel like success will be a way more better than what you think it'll be. And, a lot of people feel like they can do it on their own and that they don't need nobody, they can do it independently. But when you depend on God to be successful, he's going to lead you the right way, and he's going to order your steps regardless. And nowadays, there's two roads nowadays. There's doing it the world's way. That's a wide road with many different lanes. And then you doing it God's way. That's a narrow lane. Because it's one narrow lane when you choose God. Yeah, it may be, narrow. And you may, go through some things, hit, bump things. And, meaning that's like you're going to go through things. But you still going to go for it. And God's still going to be right by your side when you make mistakes or when you go through things, go through trials and tribulations, and stuff like that. He's going to be right there with you. But it's just a different way. It's just a different feeling when you doing what God wants you to do on earth. And I have a quick story time that I want to tell y'all. So as you know, I'm a clothing brand owner and I do YouTube. And let me tell y'all, number one, none of this was my plan to do any of this. I wasn't planning on being a clothing brand owner, and I wasn't planning on being a YouTuber. That was not in my mind. If you know me, you know since I was 7 years old, I wanted to be in the NBA. Simple as that. Everybody know, if you really know me, that I wanted to be in the NBA since I was 7. But one day, my people was watching a Wednesday night Bible study, right? And I decided to sit down and watch. And when I sat down to watch, the part that the pastor was talking about, he was like, there's a difference between doing what you want to do and your will for your life and doing what God wants you to do and God's will for your life. And he was like, the best thing you can do is serve and do what God wants you to do as you live this life, right? But you're going to have to sacrifice your will for God's will. Meaning like you're going to have to sacrifice what you want to do for what God wants you to do. And when I heard that, it kind of hit different when he said that. And I called myself like, dang, I want to be successful, but I want to go through God. And I want to do it with God as I'm trying to be successful, right? So one day I decided to pray, right? And I was like, God, I'm willing to sacrifice my will and what I want to do for your will and what you want me to do. And granted, that hurt because when you have your mind stuck on something for years and for you to just, do something else or go a different route, that hurts. But I'm to the point to where I know if I do what God wants me to do, it'll be so much easier and it'll save me so much heartache and headache. So I kid you not, right? One night, after I prayed that prayer and I thought to myself, I was like, dang, if God don't want me to be in the NBA and he want me to do something else, I gotta go about it a different way. And it's gonna hurt because I've been wanting to do this since I was 7 years old. Like, anybody that know me, I've been wanting to do this since I was 7 years old. One night, I went to sleep, right? This was either a few days or a few weeks. It was a few weeks after I prayed that prayer. And mind you, God will, when we ask God for an answer, he will give it to you. It may not be right away or when you want it to be, but he will give you your answer. And he can give you your answer through different kind of ways. He can give your answer to other people, visions, dreams, symbols, signs, all that. And the kind of relationship that me and God have is he shows me my answers through visions and dreams. Now, he still talks to me and give me my answers that way too. He still talks to me too. But he shows me my answers through my visions and dreams. So I went to sleep, right? And after I prayed that prayer, I had this dream that I became a clothing brand owner, right? And it was very prosperous. It was very prosperous, right? And when I seen that, I asked God the next day, I was like, Lord, is that what you want me to do? You want me to be a clothing brand owner and a YouTuber? And he told me, he was like, I want you to spread my love and spread my word and just tell people about me to draw them to me through your clothing brand, through your YouTube. So when I seen it, I'm like, dang, he gave me my answer. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. So I started working on my clothing brand, right? Mind you, God gave me the design, the name, the different type of pieces that I'm going to make. Like, I got it tatted on me. Well, you can't see it, but it's abnormal. It's going down my forearm. But he gave me the name. It's called Abnormal. So, and, I was like, when I was younger, I thought about doing YouTube when I was younger, but I was like, no. And, I feel like, I was like, maybe I am supposed to be doing this because if God answered my prayer the way he normally answers my prayers, besides talking to me, then this is what I'm supposed to be doing. But nowadays, you have people looking at us like, I can do it on my own, and I don't need God, and they independent, and they don't want to, they don't want to go through God. They want to do it themselves. But I just feel like when you go through God, it's just so much better to go through God. And I notice a lot of people want to do the same thing as other people. Everybody want to be a YouTuber. Everybody want to be a clothing brand owner. If you go on TikTok right now, you're going to see a lot of people want to be YouTubers and clothing brand owners. And mind you, YouTube is not easy. Clothing brands are not easy. Get that out your head right now. When you have a clothing brand, it is not easy. That is not the easy way out. Doing YouTube is not the easy way out. YouTube is just like a job. You have to get up and grind consistently when it comes to YouTube and a clothing brand. So if you want to get into YouTube and clothing brand and thinking it's going to be easy and thinking that's quick money, that is the wrong mentality. And I feel like, a lot of people just doing it because they see other people doing it, which I already said. And then it's like, I see people trying to do these same two things and then it's not working out for them, and then they get, they get sad or they get depressed about it. Like, dang, like, I dropped this clothing brand piece and it's not doing nothing for me. Or I'm doing YouTube and I'm not getting the views that I want. Well, you got to ask yourself, did God want me to do that? Was it meant for me to do that? And when they see the results when they see their results and they're not getting the results they want, they end up quitting. Like, if you notice, anytime somebody starts YouTube, they'll go real strong for the first couple of months. Like, oh, I got 50 views, 100 views, or 78, 75, whatever number. And they're like, okay, I keep going. But then when they continuously get them same amount of views and it don't go up, they quit. Oh man, I ain't doing YouTube. And it's like you go on somebody's page, somebody's YouTube page, and it's like they'll have like 3 or 4 videos and they say 5 months ago, 6 months ago, because they gave up. Because they think YouTube is all fun and games when it's not. This is a lifestyle. People pay their bills with YouTube. People feed themselves with YouTube. People clothe themselves with YouTube. This is not something for fun. This is a job. A clothing brand. And it's like, you know, with me building my clothing brand right now, I'm not done. Do you know how much heartache and not heartache, but some nights it got stressful. It real deal got stressful for me. Like, dealing with these manufacturers and figuring out, you know what I'm saying, how long it's going to take. And me, when I get a great idea or when I think of something, I want to do it immediately. And one thing I noticed about having a clothing brand, it takes time. And you're not supposed to rush your first drop. So I learned that. And I found myself some nights stressing because I wanted to hurry up and get it out because I see everybody else doing their clothing brand. I'm thinking, okay, I got to get this out, right? But I had called my mom and she was like, don't stress yourself, son. She said, I feel like you're stressing yourself because you're trying to hurry up and do this quick and fast. And you got to build, you know what I'm saying? You got to build a house with 1 brick at a time. 1 brick at a time. That's how houses are built. 1 brick at a time. And when I heard that advice, I was like, okay, cool, right? Now I'm finna tell y'all the real personal stuff. So, ever since I'm starting to walk into the calling that God has on my life, the enemy, which y'all know is the devil, the enemy, he's been attacking my mind badly, and not too long ago. And you know, if y'all don't know this already, but when I was a junior in high school and a senior in high school, I went through depression bad, like 2 years straight of depression, 2 years straight, bad. And it's like, I thought to myself, why is the enemy trying to attack my mind so badly now that I'm trying to walk in the call that God has on my life? It's because the enemy wants to prevent that any way he can. And the enemy knows that I had mental challenges back when I was in high school, and he tries to, you know what I'm saying, bring that back on me. And then you got to think about it. The enemy has no power. God stripped the enemy of his power and gave it to us. That's how we have power on earth. So, I'm going to get real deep for y'all. But, I would say I say about a month ago, right? A month ago, one night, it got hard for me one night, right? And I don't know why I was feeling like this, but I was just like, you know what? I'm ready to give up. I'm ready to give up. I'm finna give up on my goals and my dreams, and I just don't care. And I thought about taking myself out. I thought about committing suicide about a month ago, right? And I was thinking like, you know, why not? You know, I'll be cool, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm going to heaven, so why not? I'm ready to give up. I'm ready to give in and call it quits. I was finna say, forget my dreams, forget my goals. Oh well. And, you know, I don't know why I got like that night, but I was literally this close from taking myself out. And that's not the first time I thought about doing that before. So, you know, some nights my mental goes up and it goes down and up and down. And I'm asking God to help me with that, you know. But, you know, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You know, do what God has meant for you to do, you know. And, you know, I feel like a lot of people are just doing things because it's trending. But do what it is that God wants you to do. And you want to know how I know this is what a clothing brand and YouTube is what I'm supposed to be doing? Watch how it all connects. So back in 2018, right, I was in high school. Yeah, I was in high school back in 2018. Back in 2018, I had thought about doing a clothing brand way before I even prayed about asking God to reveal His will for my life, right? I had thought about doing a clothing brand back in 2018. This was before a clothing brand was even popping. Like, you think doing a clothing brand is popping now, but back then it wasn't really popping like that. People wasn't really doing clothing brands like that in 2018. The amount of people that's doing it now, right? So I remember this day very well. I had called my bro that I went to school with. That we still close now. We still close. And I was like, bro, I want to do a clothing brand. He was like, that's hard. You know what I'm saying? What you think about doing? And I have the paper. I literally just tore this out an old high school notebook. I have the paper right here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I thought about doing a clothing brand in 2018. This paper is from 2018. It still look good. Y'all probably think like, oh, that's new. This old. Because my clothing brand name is Abnormal, not Love. This is old. So when I seen that, I'm like, cause for some reason I went back in my closet and I had looked through some things, and when I seen that paper, I'm like, I remember this. This is back in 2018. So it's like I was already thinking about doing a clothing brand in 2018, and God got me back doing it again in 2022. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm meant to do. This is what God has planned for me to do. And this clothing brand is not just for me. This clothing brand is to glorify God's name and spread His word and spread His love. And I am going to do some big things with this clothing brand. You think I'm just going to just sell clothes? No. God showed me a vision that's going to try to, it's going to inspire people. That's my main goal, is to inspire people and inspire people to change. And inspire people that it's okay to change and that it's okay to be different. But, yeah, going through that time period of wanting to say forget life and not wanting to live no more, and wanting to take myself out, and wanting to say forget the clothing brand, forget that, forget whatever God want me to do. God spoke to me a few days after that I thought that. He was like, son, what are you doing? He said, you're meant to do this. Why do you think the enemy is attacking you so much? Because you're meant to do this. He said, no, son, your life is precious. You are a king. And I picked myself up, and I'm sticking with it. But, like I said, God, He's been helping me with my mental, with my mentality. He's been helping me with that. But like I said, and then you got to think of another thing too. People want to do what's trending so bad to where they're copying people, right? Now, mind you, what I'm about to say, I'm about to bring up a certain person for an example. I'm not talking bad about this person. I'm not downing this person. I'm not trying to make this person look like a bad person, because they're not a bad person. I'm just using this as an example. So, if there's this YouTuber named Quan, right? I'm going to repeat this. I'm not talking about Quan in a bad way. I'm not trying to make Quan look bad. Quan hasn't done anything wrong. I respect Quan. I respect his grind. Shout out to Quan, And then with me using Quan as an example, I'm not trying to get clout. You know what I'm saying? Quan don't even have to watch this, because I'm not referring to Quan for him to watch this or to get clout. I'm just trying to use an example. Quan has done nothing wrong. He's not a bad person. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using an example. So, one day I go on TikTok, right? And I seen how a bunch of people I seen 10 videos in a row about people talking about Quan. It was like, oh man, I'm still sitting here with, my regular old car, and Quan got his 10th Hellcat. And it's like, it goes back to, people seeing how Quan did it. People see how Quan got a successful clothing brand, and he got multiple successful channels. And, that kind of stuff, like I said, it's making people just do stuff that they want to do because it's trending, right? And before y'all think, oh, he's going off track, stay with me here. Because look, like I said, this goes back to doing what God wants you to do and not doing what you want to do and not just copying somebody because it's trending, right? So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this. And it's also kind of like an inspiration to people. When I seen the videos, I'm like, why are you sitting here moping about something that you don't have when you can get up, excuse my language, you can get off your ass and do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, Quan, to get where Quan is at, you don't think Quan had sleepless nights? You don't think he got up early? You don't think he, you know what I'm saying, put his hard dedication, he put hard work in, dedication, sleepless nights, and like I said, early mornings? You don't think he did that? I'm pretty sure it's been a gang of times where Quan didn't, you know what I'm saying, he didn't went out and he didn't feel like recording, but he still recorded to get, you know what I'm saying, to put out great content for his subscribers. And like I said, Quan is one of my favorite YouTubers. I watch Quan. And like I said, this is not to down Quan in any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, Quan's not a bad person. But I feel like, why do people, you know what I'm saying, it's to the point where now, like, people are copying Quan. They're copying him because I really just seen a post on Twitter and somebody was like, Quan has people out here literally copying him and he's not even saying anything about it. Quan retweeted and was like, oh, I just want to make money, twin. That's all I want to do is make money. But it's like, people are literally copying this man just to be successful. I'm thinking to myself, like, why are you doing that? Why are you trying to copy? And if you're not copying Quan, this is not towards you, and it's not towards nobody. It's just, like I said, to inspire people. And why would you want to copy somebody when you can write your own journey, and you know, when you can build your relationship with God, and you and Him could walk that journey together? That's for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I worded that right, but yeah. So it's like, why would you want to copy somebody when you can just do it your way and you can, you know, be different? You feel what I'm saying? That's why my brand name is Abnormal, because it stands for being different. But it's like, people are serious out here copying other people. You know what I'm saying? And then when they're copying Quan, when they're trying to copy other people like Quan, for an example, they find themselves it not working out for them. Like I said, people are copying other people and thinking, oh, if I start a clothing brand or if I start a YouTube, you know what I'm saying, I can make it, I can get a lot of money. And then they find themselves to where it's not blowing up and they be like, why doesn't anything work for me? Because that's not what God has planned for you to do. But instead, you rather copy somebody and do it the way they did it, and then it didn't work out for you. So that's why I'm just here to tell y'all, God is the best way to be successful. You can be successful without God. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? You can get successful without God. Like I said, you can get successful without God, but you're gonna have a lot of heartache and headaches trying to do that. And you gotta think about it like this: whatever God wants you to do, He already knows that you're able to do it. Because if God knew that you were not able to, if you can't handle something He wants you to do, He's gonna have you do it. And I think I know God know that He knew that I could handle being a clothing brand owner and being a YouTube, because He know I could handle it. And yeah, it's been some very, very hard nights where I want to give up, give in, and just give up on my dreams and give up on my goals. Just say forget it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's to the point to where now it's like I'm locked in. I'm ready to do this. And it's like now, like, another thing is I want to say is, if you alone, doesn't mean you're lonely. And, you know, I know y'all probably think I'm all over the place, but this is coming from my heart to y'all. If you know me, you know I'm single. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't talk to nobody. I'm single. And I thought to myself, like, I was like, dang, like, after I broke up with my ex, normally I would have been out with another girl by the end instantly. But I thought to myself, I asked, I'm like, God, how come I ain't dating nobody right now? He was like, son, this is the time where you work on yourself and you build yourself and you get closer to me and you fall in love with the grind. Because when you fall in love with the grind, you start to find yourself doing the grind. You know what I'm saying? That's when you get closer to God. You build your relationship with Him. And then, like, when you get to the destination that you want to get to, the female's gonna already be there. Already gonna be there. Because God already knows, like, He knows what's best for us. And He knows our past, present, and future. So, you know, like I said, I'm locked in. I'm ready to get this clothing brand out. I'm ready to start walking in the calling that God has on my life so I can change other people's lives because I'm blessed to be a blessing. So, you know, I'm glad that I prayed that prayer of God to reveal what He wanted me to do in life. And I'm ready to take it head on. I'm ready. And whatever the enemy tries to do, I'm ready for that too. Because I already know God loved me too much to let anything happen to me. So the enemy, he gonna lose. He ain't gonna win. The enemy gonna lose. He gonna lose. He ain't gonna win. So, and matter of fact, the enemy has already lost. Because if God didn't have a purpose for me to be here right now in 2023, I would have been gone. It's been a lot of people that lost their lives in 2022, but yet I'm still here. So that means that God still has stuff that He wants to do through me, and that His work isn't done with me. And, you know, like I said, this is just to encourage y'all and motivate y'all. And you gotta think about it like this too. You know, I'm gonna touch up on the basis about Quan one more time. You know, just because somebody like Quan has these lavish things doesn't mean you're any different and you're any lesser of a person. You know what I'm saying? It's just not your time yet. And when it is your time, God gonna bring it to you. And then think about it is people look at these lavish things to be successful. Oh, I gotta have a Trackhawk or a Hellcat to be successful. I gotta have the biggest house to be successful. Or I gotta have the baddest girlfriend. Or, you know, I gotta have the best drip on. Do you wanna know what real success is? Real success is peace. And the only way real peace can come is if you go through God. The key to living a long life is peace too. People fail to realize that. Yeah, you can eat right, work out, not smoke, not drink, eat all your vegetables and all that. But you wanna know the real key to living a long, successful life is peace. Peace. And I'm pretty sure Quan is at peace right now. You know what I'm saying? Everything that Quan wanted or needed, God has provided it for him. And he's at peace. So this video was not to bash anybody. It wasn't to bash Quan. It wasn't to make Quan like a bad person because he did nothing wrong. He's not a bad person. But I just want to let y'all know that instead of just trying to do things Yahweh, try going through God and go at it a different approach and go through God. Because I'm pretty sure it'll come out 10 times better. And, you know what I'm saying? I know I got a little personal on y'all, and I told y'all that, you know, I wanted to take myself out because of, you know what I'm saying, everything that I was going through that night. But I'm locked in. I'm ready to get this stuff started. I'm ready to change people's lives, you know. So I pray that everybody enjoyed this video as much as I did making this video. I love all of y'all. The clothing brand is dropping this year, not 2023, because it is 2023. This year, yeah. So we're gonna do some big things with this clothing brand. We're gonna do some big things with this clothing brand and this YouTube. We're gonna do some big things. Watch, mark my words. We're gonna do some big things with this clothing brand and this YouTube. I'm gonna say that again. We're gonna do some big things with this clothing brand and this YouTube. So I love all of y'all. Hey, We just hit 70 subscribers. We need 30 more subscribers. We need 30 more subscribers to 100. We gonna get there. You know, we're gonna get there. So, you know, I love all y'all. Thank y'all for tuning into this video. Hopefully this helps somebody out. You know what I'm saying? It's just to motivate y'all. And y'all know how everything go. Nico, out.